Coming from a film background, I've been studying and working a lot with film, and I have been very interested in the theory of film. And the theory of film has been a very developed theory, much more than photography. Since about 15 years now, I'm working with artist books, and mostly with artist books that use photography. And I always had this will or wish to do something with the artist book and more experimental cinema, because in the 60s, 70s, there was a whole field of experimental filmmakers that tried to understand the use of space, the use of time. They tried to deconstruct the traditional film, and there were a lot of similar problems that were questioned at the time about the medium photography. And as we know, film, at the basis of film stands also photography. In preparing this exhibition, I have been wondering what would be the best entry, and finally I came upon this idea to do something about the photographic sequence. Why the photographic sequence? Because I knew that a lot of artist bookmakers used the sequence, just thinking about Klaus Rinke, Jochen Gerets, Jan Dibbets, Baldessari, and that was for me a very interesting discovery, is that a lot of these artist bookmakers used in the late 60s, early 70s, used to make also films. And I was especially struck by the fact that somebody like Baldessari thought that cinema, even in the, talking about the 60s and 70s, that not Warhol or Jones was the most important filmmaker or visual artist, but Jean-Luc Godard. So with the knowledge now that Baldessari worked a lot with film, if you start looking at his books, you see really how he uses and exploits the sequence in his work. But also, even Boltanski used to make films. He made, I must say, a little bit, his first films at least were a little bit creepy. But it was not so much the parallel between the artist bookmaker and the question if they made films. It was a very nice coincidence to discover that. I wanted to do more and see in how much there were parallel developments with people like Michael Snow, Hollis Frampton, Tony Conrad, Len Lai, where a lot of these people worked with animated material and with drawings, but a lot of them integrated also photographic image. And what we try to show in the exhibition right now is not only to see some works of art by Jochen Gerets or Gerritsen, but we wanted to show the parallel. So in this exhibition we have, first of all, a beautiful film by Baldessari, which is called Title, but also a film by Standish Lauder. It's called Necrology. And Necrology is a film, but it's a sequence of photographs. But what's nice about this movie is that everything happens in a still frame. The frame doesn't move. It is a one point of view, and you see the image scrolling across the screen. It's a very enigmatic and fascinating movie because because it works with photography within one frame, without being a photograph. Another film that I ran into was the film by Frampton, Artificial Light. And artificial light really uses the photographic sequence on a very special way. It's movies, but a movie, a 16mm movie, consists of 24 images a minute. So if you put 24 images in a book, you have a flip book, you have a very strong relationship with cinema. In artificial light, Frampton takes one scene and he reuses that. The first scene is that you see that the scene is on reverse. It's how do you say it? It's the wrong way. It's turned around, and the second scene he projects a negative film. In the third scene, he starts scratching in the scene, etc. So I think these are very beautiful examples of a way to look at artist books and film as an entity, as a short entity. It's not a scene, it's a sequence, and these sequences can take all kinds of form. They can be artificially determined. For example, there is a little book from Hans Biesen, a Dutch artist, and in this book he just decided to do, in a period of 100 days, each day a photograph. There can be a book on a certain subject. So there is a great variation, but what they all have in common is that they use a series of images, not one image, and that's what I try to show in this exhibition.